Number 1. A capital more expensive than New York. In most people's minds, Africa is affordable, even cheap, but welcome to Luanda, Angola's capital, one of the most expensive cities in the world. Here, renting a decent apartment can cost more than in Manhattan. A simple dinner, easily $50. Why Angola relies heavily on imports, especially for goods in demand by expats and oil executives. Add limited infrastructure and high import taxes. And suddenly, even toilet paper feels like a luxury. But beneath the flashy prices lies a city of contradictions where skyscrapers rise next to slums and wealth meets raw resilience. Luanda isn't just costly, it's a symbol of a country trying to modernize at lightning speed, while dragging centuries of complexity behind it. And that's just the beginning. Because in this country, Number 2. Women carry the world, literally on their heads, in Angola. Strength isn't just a metaphor, it's visible on the streets, every day. Women can be seen effortlessly balancing heavy loads on their heads, walking with poise through bustling markets and dusty rural roads. We're not talking about fruit baskets, we're talking firewood, water jugs, sacks of rice, even construction materials. This practice, passed down for generations, is more than just a way to carry goods. It's a cultural symbol of grace, resilience, and endurance. Often, these women are also carrying babies on their backs, multitasking with a strength that's both physical and emotional. Why carry on the head? It allows for better posture, frees up the hands, and conserves energy. But more than that, it represents a deep-rooted tradition where women quite literally bear the weight of their families and communities. In Angola, womanhood is defined by motion, balance, and unshakable willpower. They're not just carrying things, they're carrying the future. And if that surprises you, wait until you hear what they believe about marriage. Number 3. One man, many wives. Polygamy still lives on. While many countries have moved toward monogamy, in parts of Angola, polygamy remains a living tradition, especially in rural areas. In these communities, having multiple wives isn't just about status. It's about survival, legacy, and culture. Here, a man's wealth is often measured by the size of his family, not his bank account. Each wife typically plays a distinct role. One might manage farming, another handles household duties, and a third might focus on raising children. Together, they form a kind of social and economic team, an extended family unit built on cooperation. Though modern laws discourage the practice, and urban areas lean more toward monogamy, polygamy is still normalized and respected in many traditional villages. It's a system shaped by generations of agrarian life, where survival depended on strong, labor-sharing family structures. To outsiders, it may seem outdated. But to many Angolans, it's simply part of how life has always worked. And when it comes to culture, Angola doesn't stop at marriage. Wait until you see what they do with their hair. Number 4. Hairstyles that tell life stories in Angola. Hair isn't just style, it's identity, history, and social code. Among tribes like the Mukubal and Muila, women wear some of the most distinctive dreadlocks on earth, shaped by tradition and symbolism. These aren't your typical dreads. They're sculpted using a blend of red clay, butter, and crushed bark, giving the locks a deep ochre hue that glows under the sun. But it's not just about appearance. Each hairstyle tells a story: the number of braids, the beads woven in, and even the patterns reflect a woman's age, marital status, and tribal rank for centuries. These hairstyles have been passed down through generations, each lock a symbol of beauty, strength, and belonging. Even as modern trends creep into Angola's cities, these cultural crowns remain untouched in the highlands, preserving ancient aesthetics in a fast-changing world. Hair, in Angola, is more than fashion. It's a statement of heritage and pride. And speaking of pride, wait until you meet Angola's most powerful and controversial woman. Number 5. From Billionaire to Fugitive. The rise and fall of Isabel dos Santos. For years, Isabel dos Santos held the title of Africa's richest woman, with a fortune estimated at over $2 billion. As the daughter of Angola's longtime president, she built a business empire stretching across oil, banking, telecommunications, and diamonds. She was hailed as a symbol of female empowerment until everything unraveled. After her father left office in 2017, investigations uncovered shocking allegations, embezzlement, corruption, and money laundering. She was accused of using her political connections to funnel state money into personal ventures. By 2020, her assets were frozen, and she became a fugitive, wanted by her own government. Her story is a modern tragedy, from boardrooms to courtrooms, from Forbes lists to Interpol alerts. To some, she's a genius entrepreneur. To others, a symbol of Angola's deep-rooted corruption. But one thing's certain, Isabel dos Santos' story reflects the complicated dance between wealth, power, and politics in Angola. And while power may fall, Angola's rhythm continues, especially in the way they dance with the sea. Number 6. Dancing with the Sea. Angola's rhythmic soul. In Angola, the ocean isn't just a coastline, it's a lifeline, a memory, and a muse. Along its Atlantic shores, generations have expressed their connection to the sea through a dance known as samba, a lively, swaying rhythm that laid the foundation for the now global kizomba. Samba isn't just a dance, it's a story in motion, capturing the push and pull of the ocean, the pain of Angola's colonial past, and the joy of resilience. Dancers mimic the waves, their bodies moving in close embrace, telling tales of love, loss, and freedom. Historically, Angola's coast was a major hub during the transatlantic slave trade, and music became a way to grieve, resist, and remember. Today, these sea-rooted dances still echo through weddings, festivals, and city nightlife, keeping cultural memory alive with every beat. To dance in Angola is to feel the heartbeat of a nation that has suffered and survived, always in rhythm with the sea, But Angola's rhythm isn't just in dance, it's in its wild, untouched landscapes too. Number 7. A hidden Eden, where deserts meet waterfalls. Angola isn't just one kind of beauty, it's every kind of beauty. From the windswept dunes of the Namib Desert to the thunderous crash of Calendula Falls, this country is like a forgotten Eden, waiting to be rediscovered in the south. The Namib Desert stretches into Angola, where sand dunes roll into the Atlantic Ocean, creating surreal views you'd expect in a sci-fi movie. Meanwhile, deep in the interior, Calendula Falls drops over 100 meters, rivaling even Victoria Falls in majesty, yet barely touched by tourism. These contrasting landscapes, desert dryness versus rainforest lushness, are part of what makes Angola one of the most ecologically diverse nations in Africa. But here's the twist: most of it remains untouched. for adventurers. Angola is a land of secrets, few signs, no crowds, and nature in its rawest form. It's Africa unfiltered wild, silent and sacred. And amid this untouched wilderness, Angola hides not just nature's wonders, but stories of human resilience that defy belief. Number 8. The backbone of Angola. Women of unshakable strength. In the villages and markets of Angola, you'll find the real engine of the country women. They walk barefoot for miles, balance impossible loads on their heads, raise children, tend to crops, and never miss a beat. But it's not just about what they carry. It's about what they represent. In many communities, women are responsible for everything from food production to small-scale trading. They're entrepreneurs, caretakers, builders of both families and futures, and they do it all with a calm grace that feels almost supernatural. You'll often see them carrying a baby on their back, a bucket of water on their head, still smiling. It's not just physical strength, it's spiritual endurance. They hold up more than just households. They hold up Angola itself. To understand Angola is to understand its women, their quiet power, their loud resilience, and their unwavering pride. And speaking of pride, let's talk about a tradition so old, even time seems to respect it. Number 8, where time stands still. Tribes that defy modernity. In the remote highlands of Angola, some communities seem untouched by time. Here, the Muila, Himba, and Mumuhuila tribes continue to live as their ancestors did centuries ago, off the grid, off the radar, but full of wisdom. In these villages, traditions rule daily life. Clothing is handmade from animal skins and beads. Homes are built from mud, wood, and thatch. Elders are revered, and oral storytelling is the main form of education. There's no electricity, no Wi-Fi, no rush, just rhythm. What's most fascinating, these tribes have actively chosen to preserve their way of life, even as cities grow and technology spreads. To them, modernity isn't always progress. Culture, they believe, is sacred, and survival means staying connected to land, spirit, and community. For outsiders, it's like stepping into another century. But for the tribes of Angola, this is the present, rooted, proud, and deeply human. And while these traditions thrive inland, Angola's capital tells a very different story. Number 10. A Tale of Two Cities. Luanda's dazzling divide. Walk a few blocks in Luanda, and you might feel like you've crossed into two different worlds. One moment, you're surrounded by luxury cars, skyscrapers, and rooftop lounges. The next, you're passing corrugated metal shacks and children fetching water from wells. This is the heart of Angola's economic paradox. Fueled by oil and diamond wealth, Luanda has become one of Africa's fastest developing capitals. Yet, millions still live in Musikwa's informal settlements, lacking proper sanitation, electricity, or healthcare. While a small elite enjoys imported champagne, many struggle for daily essentials. This divide isn't just visual, it's emotional. It tells the story of a country racing toward the future while grappling with the weight of its past. But despite inequality, Luanda pulses with energy, ambition, and hope, because even in struggle, Angolans find rhythm, resilience, and reason to dance. Number 11. Kingdom of Oil and Diamonds. Riches beneath the soil. Angola sits on a fortune. It's the second largest oil producer in sub-Saharan Africa and home to some of the world's most coveted diamonds. Beneath its red soil lies unimaginable wealth, black gold and sparkling stones that fuel the nation's economy. Oil accounts for over 90% of Angola's exports, drawn from deep offshore rigs in the Atlantic. Meanwhile, the diamond-rich Luanda Norte and Luanda Sul provinces sparkle with high-quality gems that attract buyers from around the globe. But with great wealth comes great complexity. Despite its resources, many Angolans still live in poverty, sparking criticism over corruption and mismanagement. The riches rarely trickle down. Instead, they concentrate power in the hands of a few, widening the gap between potential and reality. Angola's natural bounty is both a blessing and a burden, a promise of prosperity, but also a test of leadership and equity. And while its resources shine bright, Angola's currency has had a far bumpier ride. Number 12. The currency crackdown. Banishing the dollar. In 2019, Angola made a bold move. It banned the use of foreign currencies, like the US dollar, in domestic transactions, the goal to stabilize the economy, reduce inflation, and revive confidence in the national currency, the kwanza, for years. Angolans had relied on dollars and euros for big purchases, fearing the unstable kwanza. But this ban forced businesses, banks, and citizens to adapt overnight, shifting everything from rent payments to car sales into local currency. The results mixed. Inflation surged temporarily. Imports became more expensive, but over time, the kwanza began to regain value, and the move signaled Angola's intent to control its own financial future. This policy wasn't just economic, it was psychological. It told the nation, trust your own money again. And while the economy reshaped, Angola's cultural soul remained steady, especially in its music, where even struggle becomes celebration. Number 13. Music as medicine, the soundtrack of survival. In Angola, music is more than entertainment. It's survival. Through decades of war, poverty, and political upheaval, the Angolan people have turned to music not just to cope, but to celebrate life in the face of hardship. The streets of Luanda throb with the sounds of kizomba, kuduro, and samba genres born from a fusion of African rhythm and Portuguese influence. Each beat tells a story of resistance, resilience, and raw emotion. Kizomba, often called the African tango, flows slow and sensual, while kuduro explodes with energy, Angola's answer to dance rebellion. What's striking is how music acts as both archive and therapy. Songs are oral history, passing down joy and pain. Dance becomes a communal ritual, inviting everyone rich or poor to forget for a moment and move as one. In Angola, when words fail, the rhythm speaks. And speaking of rhythm, life in Angola isn't just about music. It's also about extreme contrasts in daily survival. Number 14. Living large or barely living. The cost of life in Angola. Angola is a country of contrasts, and nowhere is that clearer than in the cost of living. In Luanda, a simple apartment can cost more than one in Paris. A basic grocery run easily over $100. Why, almost everything is imported, from fruit to furniture, making prices skyrocket, especially in urban centers. Yet just a few kilometers away, in rural villages, life is drastically different. People live off the land, barter for goods, and survive with almost no money at all. It's a nation where expats sip $8 lattes. While local families struggle to buy rice, this duality is more than economic. It's emotional. It creates tension, aspiration, and a growing conversation about fairness. In Angola, how you live depends not just on what you earn, but where you stand in the nation's widening economic divide. And at the heart of this divide sits one surprising city. Number 15. Luanda, Africa's most expensive city. You've never heard of? You've heard of New York, Tokyo, Zurich, but Luanda. This coastal capital has quietly claimed the title of Africa's most expensive city, especially for expats. Why a booming oil industry drew in foreign workers, while local infrastructure lagged behind. The result: sky-high demand for a limited supply of safe housing, imported food, and international schools. A 3-bedroom apartment in a secure neighborhood. Over $10,000 per month. Even toothpaste can be a luxury item. Yet, amid the glitz, Luanda remains deeply Angolan, a place of street food, vibrant music, motorbikes weaving through traffic, and endless energy. It's a city of gold and grit, where wealth and poverty often share the same block. And whether you're sipping cocktails in a rooftop bar or dancing in a dusty alley, Luanda never lets you forget Angola is full of surprises. Angola isn't just a country, it's a contradiction, a celebration, a revelation. From desert dunes to diamond mines, from ancient dreadlocks to rooftop luxury, it flips every stereotype on its head. It's where survival becomes art, and tradition dances with change. Angola doesn't ask to be understood, it demands to be experienced. And once you see it for what it truly is, you'll never see Africa the same again. Which number completely blew your mind? Let us know in the comments, and tell us which country you'd like us to explore next. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more global surprises from the Global Trail.